Welcome to Mondays of Microsoft, my friends, where we break down the next 2 weeks across the Microsoft world for you with a special focus on AI business solutions, security, and Power Platform. I'm losing my voice because of all the celebration and screaming I was doing this weekend. Go Bruins! I'm Karuana Gatimu, Director of Customer Advocacy for AI Collaboration, and I am joined by my good friend.
Hello. Hello, everybody. I am Heather Cook. Good morning, Caruana. I know the yelling for the Bruins was hot and lit this week, so I'm super excited
Yes.
about that as well. I'm principal evangelist for the Microsoft 365 Community Advocacy Group, and we are very excited to be here with you again for another Mondays at Microsoft. And later in the show, Caroline, I know you know, but we're going to be joined by a special guest to spotlight the Women in Tech and Allies program at M365 conference and some special people we have coming. And we're going to talk about our Red Lip Power Monday segment, as you can see. So Daniel Moon will be joining us here in a little bit. So let us get into it today. A couple of things that are coming up. We'll be letting you know about 3 new MAI models, and we'll be taking a look into a new blog about Copilot Co-work by CMO of AI at Work, Garrett Spataro.
We'll also explain a new blog about features and functionality in Copilot Studio, and we'll spotlight an inspiring story featuring former NFL player Steve Gleason and the fight against ALS. Stick around with us for the next 30 minutes. You will not want to miss all of this exciting news we have to share. Wherever you're watching, please hit all the buttons. You know what to do. Like, share, and comment, and make sure that you are sharing this with your friends. Everybody needs a little Microsoft on a Monday morning. Big thanks to our sponsor, Sure. Thank you for making us sound great everywhere we are. I am still buzzing about this UCLA win this weekend. You know, everybody out there knows that I don't actually have a college degree. You know, I came up, but where I did go to school for a short period of time was UCLA, and I got an opportunity to watch the game this weekend. It was here in Phoenix, and what a game it was. I wanted to bring this up because we have such a fantastic show today about women in technology, and women in technology are about teamwork and focus and determination and vision. And that is what happened this weekend. I know we have our question of the day today, and I want you to put your answers in the chat to this question. This is about data, but think about it organizationally. What's one better access to data that could help your organization move faster with something that matters to them? Having goals, having a vision is important, and data access is a part of that. The team uses data when they're looking at their statistics and what have you. So, it's not just in technology, but in all across business that data is an important thing. And so are the new kinds of models that we have access to. So we're going to talk about, while you answer that, we're going to talk about our big rocks. And our first big rock is about our 3 world-class MAI models that are available in Foundry. Last week, we announced MAI Transcribe 1 with state-of-the-art transcription and MAI Voice 1 and Voice 2 in our model suite. You really need to meet this trifecta of these 3 capabilities and think about them from a building and usage perspective. The MAI Transcribe 1 is the most accurate transcription model in the world, and it's across 25 languages. And it's according to an industry standard FLIR's word error rate benchmarking, right? And so accuracy is absolutely important when it comes to something like this. MAI Image 2 debuted as a top 3 model on Arena.ai and was hailed as an actual game changer by Robert Riley, who's the Global Chief Creative Officer at WPP. Now, they're one of our actual customers, our early adopters. MAI Voice 1 sets a new bar for natural and expressive speech and can generate 60 seconds of audio in just 1 second. Think about how that would change the solutions that you're building and also the ability for your customers to connect with AI solutions in your organization. So let's take a closer look at MAI Transcribe 1 with a video.
I play the audio loud, the noise is so bad. Loud. When I play the audio aloud, the noise is so bad. I can't believe it transcribed correctly.
Microsoft AI coming with the innovation every day. We're already shipping these to production across Microsoft, and you can build with them too. So, all three are available for developers on Microsoft Foundry. Try them for yourself in the MAI Playground. That part is only available in the US. And this is one of the cornerstone values of being in the Microsoft AI ecosystem, which is access to all of these different models as soon as they are available. So, this is fantastic. Now, here's our next big rock this morning. Talking about what is powering Singapore's AI future. Microsoft has announced it's on track to invest $5.5 billion in cloud and AI infrastructure and ongoing operations in Singapore between 2025 and 2029. That's alongside the expansion of new Microsoft Elevate programs designed to build AI skills across education and the nonprofit sector. So, this part of this initiative, every tertiary education student in Singapore will now have free access to Microsoft 365 Premium with Copilot. So think about how that changes that student experience so that they can begin learning. And I know you all might be worried about critical thinking skills, but don't, because there's a way to teach AI and use AI that actually builds those thinking skills. Educators will receive free AI training through Microsoft Elevate for Educators, and Elevate for Change Makers will provide nonprofit leaders with tools and training needing to responsibly adopt AI in their communities. Together, these investments aim to strengthen education and the workforce readiness, plus social impact systems, so that we can help more people learn and thrive with AI. This is really making sure that we're investing in ways that close any digital gap that may be existing in a particular area. So we're very excited about that investment, and I love these Elevate programs. Heather, what else have we got? Things are happening.
Oh my gosh. So did you know that last week was World Backup Date? Like
Oh my
like
goodness.
like and not just backing up
No.
like, a truck or anything, but
Can you see
I
my
was like,
face? That would tell you no, I did not know that. But I think it's great
okay.
because people need to think
Yeah,
about backing up their data. This is important,
absolutely.
even when
Yeah.
it's in the cloud.
Yeah, complete. Well, Gaia Carini, who's, a product manager on OneDrive, she's been around for just over a decade, super awesome. And so, she had this great blog that I just thought it was so cool. And so World Backup Date, everybody put that on your calendar for next year. But the best backup is the one you never think about. And in the Microsoft 365 Insider blog, that highlights backup solutions are the ones that work quietly in the background, right? So your files are protected without interrupting your day-to-day work. So there's built-in folder backup in OneDrive that can automatically sync with your desktop, your documents, and your pictures all up to the cloud, meaning when you sign into a new Windows device, your files are already there, so no manual transfer is required. Windows backup can also restore apps and settings, which is helpful, when you're setting up across different devices. Same thing for your phone, right? Camera roll backup can automatically upload photos and videos to OneDrive almost instantly, preserving, all those important moments in the background before you even lock your device. So when backup is doing its job, you shouldn't have to think about it, and your content should just be safe. So Gaia's blog talks all about how she leverages backup in OneDrive every day, and it's a really great day in the life example of backing up. Boop boop, right, as they say. So, Karuana, you're gonna take us into the in case you missed it segment. I know I had to make
No,
a
it's
noise.
beep, beep,
Beep,
beep.
beep.
That's the
Yeah,
sound.
right. Not boop
We're
boop.
gonna
It's
do a
beep.
sound effect. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. This is why I keep doing these show, people, because this way, every other Monday morning, Heather makes me laugh. But let's talk about something that's a bit more serious. So let me
Yes,
focus, scene,
yes,
and now come
yes.
into the next one and talk
Okay.
about AI becoming a cyber attack surface. This is important in case you missed this. The Microsoft security blog is highlighting how threat actors are increasingly embedding AI in the way they plan, refine, sustain cyber attacks. So this is actually quite serious, and it's marking a shift from AI as a simple tool to part of the attack surface itself. So attacker objectives like credential theft or financial gain haven't changed. People still want to, steal your identity and what have you. But generative AI is accelerating the tempo, iteration, and scale of attacks across the entire life cycle. So now's the time to take that personal and individual security correctly. Never click on those unknown links. Make sure you look at who these emails you're sending from. And I am doing another reminder to the older folks in my life about these same cyber best practices as well. Phishing campaigns specifically, AI enhanced lures are becoming significantly more precise, right? This is why we have to tell folks about this. Click through rates are reaching 54% compared to 12 for traditional campaigns, right? And this is driven by AI's ability to localize content and tailor messaging for specific roles, and fix those pesky telltale language issues that could absolutely help you to determine when something was false in the past. So the takeaway is AI isn't creating new threats, but it is augmenting the ones that you have. So using our tools, having your virus protection up, staying up to date by reading this blog so you can help your customers and your family stay safe is super important. So let's make sure that that's happening. Now, we're also going to talk about data moving fast. And this is a better story. This is an inspiring story, and I appreciate this. This is about NFL player Steve Gleason and the fight against ALS. Through Answer ALS and Neuromind, a research platform built with Microsoft technology, people living with ALS are choosing to securely share their clinical and biological data so researchers around the world can collaborate more effectively. That's a selfless act from them to help others with this disease. And this open, responsible data sharing effort is helping scientists uncover biological subgroups, biomarkers, and potential therapeutic targets faster than ever. Historically, even when vital ALS data existed, it was difficult for researchers and clinicians to access or analyze without advanced computational expertise. So that would limit who could participate in discovery. Now, Neuromind is changing that by providing secure access to detailed data sets and associated biological samples in a way that supports efficient self-service research across institutions. We've got a video on this, so let's take a quick look.
ALS doesn't wait. It takes your independence, your voice. So research can't wait either. Every delay costs someone something they won't get back.
The status quo is not acceptable. The status quo is death.
The original solution didn't have the governance or the security or the search capability. Now working with Microsoft Azure, we have access to security tools, to search tools, to Azure AI Studio, and that will make that researcher's experience much quicker, faster, and easier.
Neuromind is now the largest open ALS data resource in the world.
I'm really excited by some of the recent results where we're able to discriminate cells that come from patients with ALS using the data from Neuromind. We are really trying to develop novel ways to understand what the underlying factors are that give rise to ALS. If we can identify what those underlying genetic factors are, that gives me great hope that we can then target those forms of pathology using therapeutic approaches.
With Neuromind, research is being accelerated at 60% when they're accessing open, freely accessible data because they don't have to recruit patients, they don't have to raise funds. We have gone a lot further, a lot faster than we ever could have without the research platform that we have. I definitely feel we're closer to a cure.
For us, time isn't measured in budgets or plans. It's measured in what's still possible today. Treat every day like it matters. Because it does.
These are
It,
the types of powerful stories that remind you of what AI and collaboration can actually do, especially when you have the security and governance, available to wrap around that. And that is really such a key differentiator in what we're doing in the ecosystem. So that is an inspiring story.
yeah, it is. I mean, the 450,000 people worldwide, and hopefully more treatments and cures for this disease. And yeah, it's a very inspiring story. And I remember that moment at the Superdome because that was the first game after Katrina. And
Hmm.
that was a big moment for that city, that comeback, that moment of something. And yeah, so an amazing story. And I was really, really happy that
Absolutely.
we got to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that people, there's a lot of, bring it back to present day, there's a lot of AI anxiety out there. But when you
Yeah.
see this type of combination of responsible use of AI and open collaboration between scientists, you can begin to understand why some of us are so AI positive. And this is, I get this opportunity. I'm getting ready this week to go to MIT, and I'll get to listen to scientists from all around the planet talk about what they're thinking. And this is where my positivity about AI comes from. Also, because I know Microsoft is going to govern it well. Even our data center builds out that are community led, all of that sort of stuff. So, there's a lot of positive work to be done. And that is one of the many good stories we get to report. It
For
is
sure.
awesome.
And you have new product news to report too in the frontier. So
You.
yeah,
I do. Let's talk about Copilot Cowork, folks. This is available in the Frontier program. This is not just another spin or another renaming of something, as we are prone to do. Cowork represents a major step forward in the way that AI is actually integrating with helping you get things done. All right. And you can read all about this from our chief marketing officer, Jared Spataro. He's the CMO of AI at Work, and he has written a blog about this that also has a fantastic demo in it. And this is built with skills from both Microsoft and Anthropic. Cowork can support everything from one-time tasks to repeatable workflows, and it really works with you like a coworker and others that help you to schedule and plan, even do monthly business reviews and coordinate steps across apps without requiring manual handoffs. So this helps realize the dream of having this work so fluidly across our app stack. Organizations with early access are reporting value in areas such as planning and scheduling, but also content creation and executive preparation. Anything that we can do to have our executives have their own aha moment really helps in organizational readiness and the acceleration of delivering AI value. So, this is AI that generates outputs to AI that can connect tasks and coordinate workflows. Copilot Cowork operates within enterprise data boundaries and existing Microsoft 365 security and governance policies. So organizations can experiment with this with confidence because you know that our security and our governance is in play. If you want to get your hands on Cowork, then all you need to do is join the Frontier program because the Frontier program gives you early access to all of the new things that we're developing, as well as we continue to do our work on compliance and security around Anthropic across the suite, which I know many of you have asked me about at different venues as we've been talking about it. Heather's going to come in now with some business application news,
yep. You
dynamics
betcha.
and fabric. There's always stuff going on over there. Oh my goodness.
Yes, lots of stuff. We got another wonderful new blog by Natasha Chopra, VP and COO of Copilot Studio. And she's sharing new experiences, new and improved multi-agent orchestration, connected experience, and faster prompt iteration. So, Copilot Studio is really designed to help organizations move beyond isolated AI experiences and build those connected systems of agents, right, that scale and deliver business value. So recent updates focus on making it easier for agents to work together across tools and data sources, and it gives makers more control over how agents behave in these production environments, right? So newly available capabilities, multi-agent coordination across Fabric, the Microsoft 365 Agents SDK, and the open agent-to-agent or A2A protocols help agents collaborate across the ecosystem to perform more valuable work. It's a great blog, and you should definitely check that out. So before we get into community events, we wanted to take a moment to spotlight something especially important to us. We have some traditions that we started a while back at conferences, and now they happen most weeks. And on Wednesdays, we wear pink to support breast cancer awareness and just for fun. And then on Mondays, we do something fun as well. So a year ago, I was inspired by an article I read, and I created a TikTok post about the legacy of women who used to use bold red lipstick as a symbol of strength and resilience during World War II. It's kind of was all over TikTok and Instagram at the time, and it became a part of the wartime uniform for members of the U.S. Women's Army Corps. Elizabeth Arden created Montezuma Red, a shade that was very popular then. And so we started talking about a Red Lip Power Monday. And on Wednesdays, we wear pink. And so at many conferences now, we have that as part of what we do for inclusion and belonging. And so to that end, Karuana, come on back.
Yes, absolutely. And I know that we have a special guest today. Our special guest is Danielle Moon. She's a senior specialist and one of the leaders of Women in Power. She is the Red Lip Power Monday creator and our co-host in the Women in Tech and Allies this year, that work that we've been doing at Microsoft Community Conference and everywhere else. I am super happy to bring Danielle 2 Mondays at Microsoft. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hi, friends.
So great to see you. I was going to say, yes, of course, I support breast cancer awareness, but I wear pink on Wednesdays to support women in their unity all around the world. And so I
Perfect.
really, there you are. And look at your pretty lips. You both have them on. I switched the shade just a smidge to go into the fuchsia bubble, but it's still bold and fun.
You gotta go bold.
Monochromatic.
Yeah, it's all about bold.
Absolutely. So Danielle, you and Heather are hosting a Women in Tech and Allies panel at Microsoft 365 Community Conference, which yay is going to be happening in Orlando very soon. And hey, folks out there, you can still come. Grab your tickets. Let's go.
Yep.
But will you tell us a little bit about that, Danielle?
Oh my gosh, yes. So we have an amazing executive panel coming in. We're talking top tier ladies, featuring out Kate Fallon, Program Manager of Data and AI at AvePoint. We've got Vasu Jakal, Corporate Vice President at Microsoft Security Business. Sumi Singh, who's the Corporate Vice President at Microsoft Teams. And Jamie Teven, who I actually have already heard her speak once, and I was blown away. Chief Scientist and Technical Fellow. And then Lan Yi, who is our Corporate Vice President at Microsoft Teams. Like, look at that panel. Now, Karuana, I think you're also hosting, obviously, an amazing fireside chat. Will you pretty please do a little bit of a reveal for us?
Yes, and Danielle, not only a fireside chat, but I think Karuana, like we've been teasing this out, and we finally are ready to talk about some names that we're bringing to the table. Not only for for fireside chat and Women in Tech. Like so let's just talk about that.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
I'm so
I am
excited.
so excited.
Yeah.
There's actually 3 big names, and 2 of them are retired WNBA players. Chastity Melvin and Kia Vaughn will be joining us through Microsoft 365 conference. I'm so excited to bring these 2 women who understand not only things about technology, but about leadership and overcoming challenges, but also really playing at your best and being part of a team. They have so much perspective to bring us, and they will be participating in the Women in Tech Lunch. Of course, we'll get Heather will get an opportunity to interview someone there, and then both of them will be in my adoption fireside chat, as well as talking in other parts of the conference. I'm so excited about this, and of course, I always have the closing keynote, and I share that with different people. Heather usually, so Heather will be in that, but so will these wonderful ladies. And I also have to give a shout out to my friend Dan Toma, who is going to be there as well. He's an internationally acclaimed author who is going to share with us his insights on building a culture of innovation. He is the co-author of Innovation Accounting, and all 3 of these people are going to bring so much to the conference. And if you're there in person, you'll get to meet them too, along with us and all the other fun things that happen at Microsoft 365 conference. So we're very excited to have these folks participating, coming and bringing global perspective, bringing a business perspective and a perspective about leadership that I think will be fantastic. And that's on top of the amazing customers that we have who always participate in this show. Right? We really work, the team works so hard to make sure that this isn't where you're just listening to Microsoft. Yes, we're there, but it's really important that we bring our customers and they're telling their real world stories. I know both of you know how important that is. So I'm excited about all of this.
Yes,
Yay.
I'm also excited. I do know that space is going to be limited, right? So we do want to make sure and encourage if you're going to be
At the
there.
lunch.
Yeah, yes, for the lunch, get your wristband. We want to make sure you've got a seat at the table.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We want to make sure that you have, because you always have a seat in the table at life, and that is not something you have to ask for. You simply claim it. But you need to get a seat in this Women in Technology lunch that we're having at the show. And so we want to see you there. We're also doing some fantastic other community stuff. I have to tell you, Heather Cook is a force to be reckoned with, and she's the executive producer of our presence at this show. And she has architected some of the coolest stuff. And there'll be a Women in Microsoft 365 Power Up Women meetup that will be there. There's other community meetups that will be happening there. Our MVPs, our champions. Like, there's a place for everyone at this show. Vesa Jumanen is going to do his community call live from there. So there'll be an opportunity for you to meet him if you're a builder or a maker. So just so much good stuff happening. I am thrilled.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Thank you, Karuana. It's fun. One of the things I get to do, I get up every morning, I think about community, and I get to think about like what cool, fun things can we bring to the table, right? And I think there's a little bit of fun so we all have our red lips on today, and one of the things we are going to do at the show is so there's a Detroit, Michigan based company called the Lip Bar, and it's women of color owned, and it is vegan and cruelty free and all of that. And they have a color, which I have on today, called Boss Lady, BAWSE Lady. And we're going to be doing red lips for folks in between the keynote and the lunch on Wednesday on the show floor. It's going to be super fun. Check out the Lip Bar. They're an amazing company. And then also, don't forget, we do have a grant program for nonprofits, small businesses, and members of these WIT organizations for either a free or a heavily discounted ticket. So we've got about 15 days till Orlando, especially if you're a local or in the Southeast area, but anyone as well. You can go get on that grant program and be a part of the fun there for small businesses, nonprofits, and folks who are members of these amazing organizations that we highlighted in Women's History Month last month on our MGCI general session. So yeah, very, very exciting. And that's the AKA for that grant program as well. So I know we're getting close to the end of our half hour here. And
we are, but I just want to say thank you, ladies, for coming along and making this so fun and bringing everyone along with you. This is a fantastic moment in tech. We want to make sure everybody is using this to their best benefit, participating, learning. Don't feel overwhelmed by all the change. Just come and join a community here with us at the conference in Orlando, or through one of our local events at communitydays.org. There's a place for you here. There's an absolute place for you here. And, we're kind of fun. I think we're fun. I think we're fun.
I think we're fun too. And there's tons and tons of events coming up, everybody, that we typically share, and we'll have them in the show notes as well. And they're on communitydays.org, like Karuana said. And, please, thank you. I'm going to say a shout out to all the folks in West Michigan and other places who are, like Ben and Nesha, who's on from our MGCI, who's helping us with AKAs. We appreciate you every week when you come on. So thank you so much, everybody. It's
Absolutely,
awesome.
We do. Now, before we wrap, I know we're a couple minutes over, but let's go back to the question of the day and see if we have some answers there that we should be paying attention to. We always love it when people participate. There's so many good things that are going on right there. Oh, look at this. Better access, searchable data catalog, or a centralized reporting hub. Oh, I always wanted to build one of those. Abby, what a great idea. That would allow teams to quickly see what data already exists, where it lives, how current it is, who owns it, when data is visible, not just available. I love this, right? Teams can avoid duplicative work, uncover insights. Fabric and Power BI together have something a little like this, but it requires somebody to really own it as a solution and deliver it for the organization. Microsoft is famous for taking things 80% of the way, but it really takes all of you and your ingenuity and your focus to make this kind of thing happen and actually be well adopted across the enterprise. So I love that idea, and I think you should do it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. And as Danielle is a senior specialist, I mean, you talk to our customers all the time. That's your job, right? You're in the field. So you're hearing that all the time.
Data, I think, is one of the biggest things. Like, everyone wants to sprinkle AI. They're realizing that if they don't have the data there, AI can't razzle dazzle something that's not there in that concept. So I think a lot of customers are really leaning into the data side for sure.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
critical, and it also really helps CISOs and other people in security feel confident that AI, or frankly any solution, is being deployed responsibly and with the right governance in place. And remember, folks, governance isn't just a one and done thing. It's something that is policy driven, that happens continuously, and is a part of your broader positioning and service access strategy. If you have questions about that, why, you can go visit our Leading in the Era of AI and download that paper on how to create an AI governance council. I reconstituted that from the first one of those that I wrote almost 15 years ago about how to make a governance council. So, yes, I'm old. I'm a
Well,
woman of a powerful age. That's what I started saying. Instead of
Got the
saying I'm young,
wisdom.
I
You
just
got
forgot.
the wisdom.
absolutely.
Exactly. Been doing this a while. Absolutely. All right,
Fantastic.
gang. Well, I know we have to wrap. Thank you, everyone who supports this show. Like, share, follow, send it to your friends. Visit communitydays.org, and we will see you. Those of you who can come in Orlando. And Danielle, we just love it when you join us. Thank you so much.
You guys are the
Yeah,
best.
absolutely. Take care, everybody. See you out there
Okay.
soon at an event near you.